guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle, and today I'm going to be composing a makeup look with all drugstore products, most of which I've never tried before. So this is kind of like a first impressions as well. I'm gonna start off with a primer. So this is Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer. I bought this at Walgreens and it's oil free. I'm gonna open it. This I've never tried before, so this is gonna be my first time. Okay, it smells a little bit like Elmer's glue and it has that consistency, but if it works, then it works. This is supposed to be a hydrating and pore minimizing primer. So let's see if it can do that. It really smells like Elmer's glue. I feel like I'm literally putting Elmer's glue on my face. So we're gonna just put that on like we do with a normal cream. I feel like it's taking a while for my face to absorb all of this. Maybe I put too much. I had already filled in my eyebrows with the Wet n Wild Ash Brown Ultimate Brow Kit, which is a powdered eyeshadow. So I filled it in with that since it's a drugstore item, and I actually love it. It's really, really inexpensive. I'll try to link all of the prices along with where to buy all these items down below in the description. So we're gonna go and jump into the eyeshadow this time because I feel like that's more complicated. So I didn't buy a drugstore eyeshadow primer, so I'm gonna go ahead back with my Milani Prime Perfection, and I'm going to take a little bit, like a very small amount, because I feel like this product, putting too much is not good. So I'm just gonna dab a little bit on my eyelids. And I'm going to use a powder, as per usual, to set that primer. And also, I feel like when you set a primer with a powder, it allows you to move any product that you put on top. So it allows me to blend other colors together better. So for the powder, I'm going to use the Stay Matte by Rimmel, and it is in the color Transparent. And I'm going to use a Morphe brush, the M433, and I'm going to dip my brush inside of that powder and just literally go inside of my eye and start setting it. I'm just gonna pat it on first in every area that I feel I may have had primer on. You wanna make sure that the entire eye is set. Okay, now that that's set, I'm going to use a Milani eyeshadow palette. I'm actually pretty excited because Milani is one of my favorite drugstore brands. And this is brand new. Honestly, guys, I don't have a look in mind. I'm just going for it. Like I didn't prepare a specific look of any sort. Okay, so this is the Milani Everyday Eyes eyeshadow collection. Behind this eyeshadow palette, they actually have instructions for you. So I'm gonna try to follow them, but I may remix this a little because I'm not good at, coloring within the lines like they say. I like to, dance to the beat of my own drum. So I'm gonna go in with the crease color, which is a very light gray color. It's odd, but we're gonna try new things today. Tap off the excess, and I'm gonna go right into my crease right here. And I'm applying the majority of the color in the outer section. I didn't switch brush because this works as a blending brush, so here we are. And I'm going to use a Morphe Y15, another blending brush without no product, to sort of go where the harsh lines are, to sort of blend that out. And I'm gonna try to bring it a little higher. We're gonna repeat all those steps, but in the other eye. I'm really feeling this gray crease though. I like this idea. Thanks, Milani. You're great. All right, so we have the crease on, which is the second color. I'm gonna really try to follow the instructions on this because it's worth a shot. So the next color that I'm gonna do is the lid, and it says to use this color. So I'm gonna use a Morphe no number brush, just a flat shader brush. And I'm going to go ahead and just grab some of that product. I'm not gonna tap off the excess too much because I want it. I want all the product, and I'm gonna put it on my lid. And as you can see, I am just tapping it on. I'm not swiping back and forth. I'm literally just applying the color on my lid. So we're going to grab that same exact brush, the Morphe M433. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the crease color. And I'm only gonna take a little bit because it looks like this color is a really strong color. And we're going to focus on the outer V. So we're gonna go right here. And I'm gonna do like a light V and stick to that little line that separates the crease that we created and the lid. So it's a fine line right there. I'd rather take a little bit and build than do too much and then there's no way to take it off. So I'm gonna take a little bit more. Literally, I'm only taking a tiny bit and I'm not tapping any excess off because there is no excess to tap off. Now it's a little patchy, so I'm going to use the brush that has no product in it to sort of blend that out. And back with the same brush, same product. You're doing windshield motion in that area. So before we move on to the fourth step of the shadow, I actually want to go back in there with the same M433, which I've been using for the dark color. I'm just going to swipe the brush back and forth in my hand, and I'm going to go back to that gray crease color we had before, because once you apply the dark color, it could get a little bit messy. So I kind of want to diffuse that a little bit, and I'm going to go over where the line is, not on top of it, but like literally right over it. And then I'm gonna use the brush with no color. All right, so we blended it out a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead to the next step. We're gonna put a little bit more of this dark color to the outer V right here. So it's literally that corner, but you make it blend in with the rest of the crease. Same thing on the other side. All right, once we've done that, we're gonna move on to the next step. And it says brighten, tap specialty shade lightly on the inner corner of the eye. So we're gonna grab the Morphe Y18 and we're going to grab that specialty shade that it's talking about. And we're gonna swirl our brush inside of that shadow and tap off the excess and go inside the inner corner of the eye. Actually, I have another brush that's way better than that one for this. And it's the Morphe Y22 because it's a small pencil brush. So I'm gonna go and do the same thing again and concentrate the color just a little bit more. There we go. And then we're going to use, now it says there's a liner shadow color and it wants us to apply this to the top and lower lines. So I'm gonna use the same exact brush and I'm gonna grab that liner color and I'm gonna just put my brush in there. And okay, we're gonna go to the lower lash line first. And we wanna bring it out a little bit. I feel like the thicker you go towards the outer corner, the more dramatic it looks, but you wanna keep it kind of thin on the inner corner. I'm doing the same thing to the other eye. I'm just gonna go over it one more time. I'm going to use the brush without no product and kind of like blend out because I went a little bit too overboard on this one. And I'm gonna take the same exact color and I'm going to try to outline I'm gonna put it like as a line across my upper lash line. And this line doesn't need to be perfect or anything because it's not like liner, like white liner, black liner, liquid liner. It's just to add dimension. Even though I did not create these instructions, Milani did, but you know. And because we put a color on the lid, in order to build this color, you have to do multiple layers from what it seems because it's competing with the other color. You may have to go over it a couple more times than you would on the lower lash line where there was no product. So that's that for the eyeshadow. So we're gonna use another brush. This is the Morphe Y18 and we're going to use the main base color from what it says here as the first layer, or as the highlight, the first layer of the highlight. And we're gonna apply it right there. Majority of the color is gonna go right here. So we're gonna dab some more of that. Don't stress. We're just going to blend that with the brush that has no color on it. We just want to kind of lightly wipe it off. There you go. So see, I only wiped off where the crease was because I don't want to interrupt that crease. I just want to highlight the brow bone. And then I'm gonna lift my brow so that I can go a little bit underneath that. So as you can see, I layer the majority right in that arch. And then I'm gonna use that blending brush and go over my crease just one more time. So that's it for the eyeshadow part of this tutorial. We're going to move on to skin. As you already saw, I already used a primer. So what I'm going to use next is the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid Illuminating Highlighter in light. Is the iridescent one. I'm going to layer this as a second type of primer to provide luminosity underneath the foundation that I'm going to use, which is the Infallible by L'Oreal, the Pro Glow. I've used that one before, but I've never used this. So we're gonna give this a try for the first time and take a half a dime size amount. And I'm going to apply this and dot it on my face. I should have probably cleaned that up. Okay, we're gonna pause this. I'm going to use my Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water to fix this mess that I created. I can still smell the Elmer's glue smell from the primer. So basically the fallout from the eyeshadow mixed in with the illuminating primer created its wonderful color that I wasn't a fan of, you know? All right, so include this step, clean up after your eyeshadow because this is very smoky. I'm going to use the Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist with hyaluronic acid and black oat. And I'm going to moisturize my skin a little bit more now that I wiped off that fallout that I had. And I actually need to reapply my primer. But what I'm gonna do this time to make this quicker is that I'm going to apply my Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer. And I'm going to mix it together with the Master Strobing Liquid by Maybelline. It's not only hydrating, it's gonna be like an illuminating primer. So I'm mixing the two things together. And now I'm going to apply this all over my face. I really don't like the smell of that primer. Like, I hope it works because I like Milani and I'm in need of a new primer, but that smell's gonna be hard to deal with in the morning if I choose to use this, like, to use for my work makeup. I feel like you don't need a lot of that primer. I feel like you need half a dime size, and I usually use like a dime size amount because my skin is really dry, but I'm noticing that my skin is not absorbing all of it, and I don't know if it's because it's dry. I did spray it with something, so I don't know what's going on, but as you can see, I have like a sheen to my face now. It's like, it's not even like a wearable sheen, but keep in mind we're putting foundation on top of all of this. So whenever you're putting your primer or your strobing liquid, make sure to get in the crevices of your nose, any small areas with the weak finger. Now I'm going to use my LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer and Color Corrector. I have a tendency of having like redness to my face. So I want to cancel that out a little bit before actually going in with my foundation. I'm not going to actually use my concealer, so I take that back. I'm only using the color correcting, which is the green corrector. That's what they call it. There's no numbers, just LA Girl Pro Conceal H High Definition Concealer in green corrector. And I'm going to put a little bit in this area on my nose. I'm going to use my Real Techniques sponge, and I'm going to wet it with that hydrating milky mist. You should wet it with water and not waste product, but I just don't want to get up and do that right now. So we're going to do this. And with the tip area, I'm going to bounce it where I applied the green. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow foundation, and I'm going to take this time a dime size amount, and I'm going to dot that on my face. And I'm going to use my sponge again, but I'm going to use the flat side, and I'm just going to dab that on. I do like the glow that this is giving me. I'm going to take a little bit more of that foundation because I want a little bit more coverage. So I'm gonna layer another dime size amount, and I'm gonna carefully place this in the areas that I want more coverage in. Whenever you have like excess on your sponge, it's a good idea to just go over your ears, you know, blend your neck a little bit, just, you know, give it that uniformed look. And then once we're done with that, we're gonna move on with the concealer that I was speaking about earlier, which is the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer, and I'm using porcelain. So I'm just gonna put this in the areas that I need to cover up a little bit. I'm gonna use the pointed side of my Real Technique sponge, and I'm blending that in place. Being really careful because that you don't wanna touch that powdered liner, but you wanna get as close to it as possible. What I love about the Real Technique sponge is that the fact that it has a flat area, a small area, and then an edge of the flat area. So you can get in places like the nose like that. Okay, once that's done, we're going to go ahead and set the under eye area and the cheek area with the Rimmel Stay Matte in Transparent 001. I'm going to use this small Morphe Y9, and I'm gonna swirl that into my product very heavily, and I'm going to go and I'm going to stretch my face out so I can get as close to the under eye area as possible. So as you can see, I'm trying not to wipe back and forth. I'm trying to like just stay in place and like dab. I'm doing it quickly so it looks like I'm going back and forth, but I'm really not. I'm just staying in place. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and also set the cheek area just a little bit. Actually, I wanna blend this out. This harsh line on the side. Yes. So once everything is set, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use a bronzer. This one is Pixie by Petra, the beauty bronzer that's called Subtly Sun-Touched. And we're gonna grab our powder brush, which is the Morphe, no numbers, just a fluffy brush. We're gonna swirl that into the product, tap off the excess, and just bronze the face lightly. Every face shape is different. So for me, I like to use the hollows of my cheek, the edges of my hairline, and then my jawline. That's the area that I bronze lightly. So this is a very light bronzer. It's not like we're gonna get the whole effect. I'm gonna layer this whole look, so that's that. We're gonna move on, and we are going to actually utilize this brand new Milani Baked Bronzer in Dolce, which is 09, to basically get the dimension on my face. But now I'm going to use the same brush, if I can find it. Okay, so we're gonna use that same brush that we used to like set the face with the powder. And we are going to take some of this baked bronzer. We're gonna swirl our brush in there. Let's see how this works out. I'm kind of excited. And we're gonna use it only in the cheek area, kind of like the way you would use it with a blush. So as you can see, it intensifies the bronzer that I applied earlier. It has like a gold sheen to it, but we don't actually see it too much. So I was hoping I could see it a little bit more. So that's that. We're going to move on, and we're going to use the Milani blush in Luminoso. We're gonna take just a little bit, right? We're gonna use the same brush, but we're gonna put it in the cheek area. Something a makeup artist told me, like when I was starting out at like 16, is to use like 2 or 3 fingers and make sure that it's basically the blush is away from your nose by like 2 fingers. 3 I think would be too much. So 2 fingers away from the nose, which is why I like to brush away. Once we've done that, we are going to move on to the highlight. And this time I'm using the brand The Balm, and this is the Mary Luminizer. This was a sample size that was sent to me in one of my Ipsy bags because I'm subscribed to them. I'm going to link my Ipsy unbagging unboxing video up here somewhere so that you can take a look at that, because it's a monthly subscription and there is a referral code on that video if you're interested. So we're going to go ahead and use the fan brush, which is the Morphe Y13, and we're going to try to get into this little sample here, and I'm going to apply this on my cheekbones. Now I'm putting at the bridge of my nose. I actually did try this highlighter before and I actually love it. So I am struggling because there's barely anything in here. We are going to apply lip balm. So I'm using the EOS, and this is mint, blue mint, something like that. I'll put the right name on the description bar. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're going to use Wet n Wild liquid eyeliner. And actually one of my friends loves this eyeliner, liquid liner, and I had to try it, except they did not have black, so we're just gonna go and wing it and try the dark brown. We're gonna shake it up. So it has one of those felt tip applicators, and it's very liquidy. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lightly make light strokes. So I just do the baseline first in each eye. So once we've created the baseline, we're gonna go ahead to create the wing. And you basically want your wing to be an extension of your lower lash line. Okay, so once we have that, we don't wanna grab it from the very end. We wanna go kind of like almost in the end. And connect it just like that. And then just fill it in. Now the next step that we're going to take is actually, we're gonna apply the mascara. Now this mascara, it's new in the market, and I've heard a lot of things about it because it has a revolutionary shake technology. It's meant to keep your mascara fresh and also clump free. Because you know, basically when you open up your mascara and you give it a few pumps of air, it starts to thicken. So it seems like this is gonna keep it nice and light. Now, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it because usually I like to have a thicker mascara to thicken my lashes. So we're gonna go ahead and open this. So basically the mascara, you shake it and you can hear that. So it has something inside that shakes the mascara up for you. So I'm gonna open it, and it has one of those, I really need to get the terminology of this type of mascara wand. It's not the plastic applicator. If you guys know the term, just comment down below because I don't know it, but I usually say the fibery hair type ones. So that's what it has. And I'm going to take this mascara and wiggle it up and upward on my lashes. Okay, so how am I feeling about this mascara right now? I feel like it's really good at dividing the lashes, but I'm having a hard time getting them to thicken the lashes, which is why I usually like for the mascara to be a little thicker. But we will have to see if it's a matter of time, if it thickens a little bit, because mascara, when it's new, it's always very runny and very light in its fluid. I'm trying to layer it a little bit more. You'll definitely will not have clumpy lashes, given that, you know, you can shake up the bottle, and also the wand itself, it separates very well. I do like the mascara because it separates and elongates, but I'm having a hard time getting it to thicken the lashes. So inevitably, I'm going to go ahead and apply some lashes. I admit I'm not the greatest at applying my own lashes. I'm great at applying it on other people. So I'm going to try to apply this off camera. And when I get my life together and can apply them well, I will show you guys how to do that. But today's not the day, okay?
2,000 years later.
All right, so I applied my lashes. And now I'm going to move on to the very final product. So I'm going to use the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Matte Lipstick by Wet n Wild. This brand is cruelty free. So I'm gonna apply this color in Nudie Patootie. I already applied lip balm earlier to prep my lips, and I'm just gonna go for it. I really do like the consistency of this liquid lipstick. I know it's washing me out a little bit, but that's not the lipstick's fault. I chose the lipstick. The lipstick didn't really choose me. And I'm going to mist my face really quickly. So this is the completed final look for today's drugstore products tutorial. And this is basically everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this look. Any comments you may have about any of these products, if you've used them before, if it's something that you liked how it looked on camera, if you don't like this lipstick because it washes me out too much, just let me know. This is considered to be kind of like a smoky eye with a nude toned lipstick. I didn't fully plan this look. I just went shopping for drugstore items and just chose what I wanted to try, and this is the result of that. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Can't wait to see you in my next video. You know, blending does a number on my wrists. Like, I feel like it's a workout. And now the neighbor's dog wants to join on this soundtrack. I just don't understand. Okay. We're just gonna blend. We don't have time for this type of negativity in our lives. We don't. 3-3. Now today it's the neighbor's dog, the neighbor's upstairs, the dogs. What else? 1 second.
Stop the recording.
This is impossible here. Okay, all right, this fell. Pixie bronzer first to get the... Sorry. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. Mia, that's not part of the regularly scheduled programming. Please stop. I just want to record a video. If you have a needy dog, please comment down below and let me know all about him because I don't know what to do anymore. Homegirl can't even record a video without needy dogs over here. Which is going to be... They think it's the 4th of July right now. I'm sorry.